Whispers in the Wild. Deep in the rocky hills of Nunavut, surrounded by snow and ice, dwell malicious land spirits known as the Ijiraq. Although some people contend they are misunderstood creatures and only attack the living when provoked, others warn that they are evil. The Ijiraq have the ability to shapeshift, taking on the form of bears, wolves, caribou, and ravens, but their eyes remain the same, always glowing red. As scary as the sight of a red-eyed animal in the woods might be, the Ijiraq in human form elicits even greater fear in those who have come face to face with one. Those same red eyes, and the spirit's mouth too, are not set horizontally in their faces. Instead, they are vertical, so that they blink sideways. The only solace for those who have seen the terrifying face in Ijiraq is that the spirits have the ability to inflict memory loss, and people quickly forget what they've seen. But for some, the haunting memories return years later, often moments before death. Although there are different beliefs of what the Ijiraq are, some people suggest that the Ijiraq are tarnets, shades of souls of deceased people, that remain to forever roam the earth. It's widely believed that they live in the homes built of rocks, and make use of objects, dog sleds, and even snowmobiles and trucks. The Ijiraq are excellent hunters, and incredibly fast runners, able to overtake their prey, such as caribou, on foot. Sometimes they also hunt humans. It is said that one form of torture they inflict on those they capture is to have worms in the dirt and creatures in the sea eat the flesh off the living victim's bones. Inuit elders warn young hunters to stay away from the areas that are known to be inhabited by the Ijiraq, for the spirits will kill men and women and make their deaths look like accidents. There are two warning signs that the Ijiraq are near. First, when all is quiet and still in the dead of night, a soft, eerie whistle floats along the snow-speckled breeze. And the second, the land around you suddenly looks like it's been enveloped in a mirage, making mountains appear to vibrate or shift. The Inuit have a word, Kwajaka Satuk, that describes the effect of waves rippling thin ice. Similarly, the mirages that warn of the Ijiraq's presence appear to ripple the land. An Engakakuk, or shaman, was traveling along one night when he had a terrifying encounter with the Ijiraq. He was suddenly surrounded by a group of red-eyed spirits and was prevented from walking any further. They formed an impenetrable barrier around the shaman and demanded to know if he was dangerous. Wisely, the shaman said he would pose no threat to them, so they asked him to join them. This was not an offer that the shaman had any intentions of accepting, so he tried to break free from the circle of the Ijiraq. But the Ijiraq descended upon him. Their grip was supernaturally strong. It was as if the shaman, a strong man, was nothing but a small child in their hands. The Ijiraq once again demanded that he join them, but the shaman called on his own helping spirits and was able to break free. The Ijiraq, defeated, disappeared. But they didn't leave him alone for long. They later returned. This time, they didn't bother asking the shaman to join them. They circled him once more and stoned the poor man, hitting him with rocks until he fell to the frozen ground and lost consciousness. When he awoke, he found he had been taken to their home. Fortunately, a female Ijiraq took pity on the shaman, fearing that his family would be concerned. She helped him leave under the condition that she would be able to see him again. Greatly relieved, the shaman returned to his people and planned on telling them about what had happened. but he had completely forgotten about the ordeal by the time he had returned. His wife Rose welcomed him back with loving arms, unaware that her husband was not returning alone. The spirits that had abducted him would haunt them both for many years, and since his memories of the Ijiraq had been erased, they had no idea what was happening or why. Nightfall became a terrifying time of day. Every night when the couple went to sleep, they heard rocks moving around them, and they could feel the ground rippling beneath their backs, like a Ijiraq. At first, Rose was frightened by these unexplained sounds and sensations, but she eventually grew accustomed to them. With courage, she was able to live with the nightly bangs and cracks of shifting rocks and moving earth. Years later, the shaman became ill and knew his time was coming to an end. On his deathbed, the memories of the Ijiraq finally came rushing back. Chanting and singing, he told of what had happened to him, sharing the story with his wife while his lungs began to fail. He said that the Ijiraq still wanted him, and so he would join the spirits instead of going to heaven. Although he was in physical pain, he was relieved that the memories had returned in time for him to confess before he died. Having done so, he would be allowed to leave the Ijiraq and go to heaven when his world ends. Until that time, when the earth breathes its final breath, whispers in the wild lands of Nunavut will continue to chill the blood of lone travelers in the night. Alright, my lovely lilies, thank you so much for watching the new video. If you can, hit that subscribe and like button, comment below and tell me your thoughts. Also, don't forget to tap the little notification bell so you're always in the know on this channel. As well, guys, you can always find me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and always you can hit me up in my emails. Feel free to send me your stories, whether they're fiction or totally true. I'm always up for some great stories. And oh, by the way, until next time, sweet dreams.